Sorry, far away.
Kia ora koutou. Hello to everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Prue Miller. I'm the current chair of the Governor's Bay Jetty Restoration Trust. With me is one of the Trust's founding board members and recent Civic Award winner, Louisa Eads. Our PowerPoint shows the Jetty timeline and just some of the community effort that went into the rebuild. The jetty is rebuilt now, and it's being used by the community and people of Christchurch more than we could have imagined. We'll let the photos do the talking about the rebuild. Our deputation today focuses on the hard facts and cost to council, a big topic right now. We start with a plea from the children at Governor's Bay School back in 2016. Sorry, I need some sound. It's not changing up there.
Aha, yes.
Okay.
Take two.
Could we please have some money to repair the jetty? When the jetty is repaired, we'd like to do some dancing on it.
We're here today to tell you about a project that has been completed well under original council costings. In 2014, the council estimated it would cost $7.8 million to rebuild the Governor's Bay Jetty. In 2022, the Trust's tendered cost to rebuild the jetty was just $3.5 million.
Here we are, 10 years on, after a period of massive uncertainty and construction cost increases, with a rebuilt jetty that will last another 100 years. The final rebuild cost was $3.8 million. If you approve our request, the final cost to the council is $1.9 million. That's less than a quarter of $7.8 million, which was the original estimate. Who here can point to a recently completed public asset which cost the council less than 25% of the original estimate? We have also suggested a way to minimise OPEX for the council, and you can read about that in our written submission.
I hear everyone ask, how could it be that cheap? It was because the council put this project in the hands of a capable community group.
There is community ownership.
We have skin in the game. Our focus was on getting the most efficient design at the best cost and to cut out any scope creep. Okay, we did add a ramp at the end, but we did pull back on the cocktail bar.
It's led by volunteers.
Our board members are not paid for the many, many hours of expertise and governance that they provide. This represents a massive cost savings.
We're accountable to our friends and neighbours.
The Trust's board members are part of the Governor's Bay community, and we feel accountable and answerable to our neighbours.
We hope our successful partnership with the council will encourage other community groups to make their own projects happen. Indeed, once the jetty loan is paid off, I plan to write a book called The Jetty, or How We Did It, or something like that. Imagine the cost savings if partnerships like ours meant that the council could build assets for 25% of their estimated cost again and again. But there's a catch. Groups like ours need the council to be seen to support them. A 50-50 funding split is fair, and that's what we're asking for. Although we have paid over $1.6 million towards the jetty rebuild, the Trust still has $288,000 to reach its 50% of the final cost. To fundraise, we need to be able to tell the public that the council was paying 50%. We also need to be able to say that the money that people give us is not being used to pay interest on a council loan. Equal sharing with council and zero interest will reduce the risk of the Trust not being able to repay the loan in full.
We would like to thank past and present councillors. Without your support at critical times, this project could have been shelved. We ask now that the Council resolve to grant our requests set out in our submissions to the long-term plan. To summarise, these are:
1. The council pays $153,977, which is the remaining 50% of the final cost, and
2. The Council repay the loan interest that the Trust has paid so far, which is $22,750. And
3. The council reduces the interest rate on the community loan to nil.
we understand the financial pressures the Council is under. We suggest your final contribution is split into 3 equal amounts over the next 3 years. We will finish with some words from the children from our first video back in 2016. They are now teenagers and loving the jetty.
Thank you to the Trust and the Council for rebuilding our jetty.
Many thanks for listening, and we welcome any questions.
Absolutely, and thank you. And look, time has stood still for you. Is there any questions, please? Yanni, please.
Yeah, thank you. Do you want to build the Akaroa Wharf?
Maybe next year.
You're a bit tired.
No, just to commend you for the work that you've done and for the submission. So I know there's been a lot of people that have contributed. So
It has,
thank you for
sure.
coming in and taking the time to come back to us.
Yep, and Sam?
No, so just to clarify, we'll get specific advice back on this? Yep, cool. Oh, no, I just want to make sure we're getting specific advice back on their request so we can consider it.
Yes, absolutely.
And maybe as part of that, it would be good to test whether the Capital Endowment Fund, I don't know whether it does, but whether something like that would also be a facility.
Some options
Yeah,
for council.
thank you.
Okay. Aaron?
Yeah, and thanks for bringing reasonable solutions to the table, like you've done that the whole way through, and that's commendable. And you've done that again today. So a lot of people don't. They just put the hand out and go, council can pay. But you guys said, well, you offered a better solution because you would deliver the whole project and did it. And so we'll get you started on Parakiori in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it'll all be in my book.
Mark, please.
Thank you for coming in. I don't know if you're aware, but I took your jetty model and used that in the Yaldhurst Memorial Hall example that's in the LTP. So good work and thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
And you kept going and didn't take no for an answer, so good on you. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Good on you.
Thank you.
Right-ho. So we'll do Don now, shall we?